More ancient history jewelry stories. Every once in a while, when doing jewelry research, I come across two things that seem completely unrelated until digging a little deeper shows the connection. If I showed you these two pieces of jewelry, you wouldn't think that they have anything in common, aside from being beautiful, luxurious items that are made out of gold. Faberge eggs are fairly recognizable. Even if you aren't very familiar with them, you can probably conjure up an image in your mind of what a Faberge egg looks like. What do they have to do with this ancient Scythian bracelet? Well, let's go back to the beginning of the history of Faberge as a jeweler. It was first founded in 1842 in St. Petersburg, Russia by Gustav Faberge. He is not the person responsible for the eggs. So let's skip forward to his son Karl. Karl eventually took over the family business, and he also did something very interesting, and something that I find very relatable. After the incredible find of the Scythian treasures at Kerch in the Crimea, the Hermitage Museum needed people to help restore and replicate the pieces. So Karl Faberge volunteered his time and expertise, for no pay, for 15 years. It was hard work, but being immersed in the Hermitage Museum's collections allowed him to get a hands-on education of incredibly specialized and long-forgotten techniques, including the guilloche or engine-turned enamel technique that he was so famous for later. As a result of working with these ancient treasures, he decided to show some of his work at the Pan-Russian exhibition, where he caught the eye of the Tsar Alexander III, who said that he could not differentiate between the original ancient Scythian bangles and the ones made by Karl Faberge. He commissioned Faberge to make an Easter egg as a gift for his wife, the Empress Maria Fedorovna. This blossomed into a professional relationship that lasted until the last unfinished egg was made in 1917. When Alexander III died in 1894, his son Nicholas II became Tsar and also took over the tradition of the Faberge Easter eggs, except now he was commissioning 2 every year, one for his wife and one for his mother, so that she would continue to receive them even after her husband's death. I don't think it's exaggeration to say that these Scythian pieces were really responsible for Karl Faberge's long and illustrious career. They were what caught the eye of the Tsar and led to the long imperial relationship that made his work famous. Something that I think is really intriguing here is that I have found at least 3 or 4 different remakes of this bracelet, not only by Faberge but by other European jewelers of the time, and I'm not finding any actual photos of the original that these are based on. There are a lot of similar ancient bracelets, especially a pair that were found in Cyprus, but this is the closest I've found. There is actually no way for me to determine where these came from. This is listed on Italian Wikipedia as an Achaemenid Persian bracelet. It's incredibly similar. It's missing the outstretched tongues and a little bit of different detailing right beneath the heads, but this is the closest I've found with the same style of twisted wire inlay.